go ahead and let's start with this, you guys. We're going to kind of walk through a little something here. Okay, pretty good rain around Truth or Consequences. Recently, we've been doing pretty well on that front, and you can see the showers starting to die off, but Socorro picking some up and things like that. Well, when you get plenty of rain down in TRC, we get some of our ranchers and farmers down there like it, right? So we get the radish crop here, which looks pretty good. And I know what you're thinking. Why are you showing us 3 radishes? What does that have to do with anything? Well, looks can be very deceiving. Check this out once they put the measuring stick on this thing. It was pretty impressive stuff. In fact, what we're talking about here is a radish that's almost 8 inches in diameter.
Oh, my goodness.
That's
not a little quarter-sized thing, huh?
That's like a tennis ball. I mean, it's unbelievable. So this is what all the moisture does around TRC. Gives us massive radishes. Here's what's going on right now. 50s and 60s and some 70s across the north, including here in Albuquerque. 70s and 80s across the south. Looking at the satellite and radar here, we have that complex of storms around TRC continuing to boost the radish crop. Otherwise, things starting to die down across the state for now. And for tomorrow, a bit of a transition day. We are going to break down the monsoon flow pattern. So what we're going to end up with here for tomorrow is something that you may want to keep an eye on, which is the mountains. The mountains are going to do a pretty good job of starting to look at recharging some of those thunderstorms later on tomorrow afternoon. So we could well see them start in the mountains, roll into some valley sections throughout the day. The crop may not be quite as big as in past days, but that's going to change pretty quickly as we head into Sunday. No, it's not the monsoons redeveloping for us or that flow pattern redeveloping. What's going to happen is high pressure will essentially be sitting over us. So what does it? Well, the best way to look at it is a lot like a bucket of water. We're going to have cold fronts coming into the northeast. And what it basically will do is pour down the moisture across the east and push across northern and western sections of the state here throughout the day on Sunday. So once we add the heat of the day, we'll pop up more thunderstorms. And it's not going to stop with just one front. It's going to happen 2 or 3 times over the next week here. So we think there's a possibility we'll see one Saturday night, we could see one Tuesday, and we could see one Friday. Each one could do a pretty good job of at least giving us some moisture to work with to touch off the thunderstorm. So the monsoon flow pattern leaves, but the showers do not necessarily leave. And look for Sunday to be kind of the best day to pick up storms. And then beyond that, we could continue to see them. In fact, as you look at the precip cast here tomorrow, again, mountain sections, west central mountains, northern mountains touching off some storms. But watch what happens as we push into Sunday. A massive expansion in the moisture across the state here. It's not that everybody's going to get wet, but we are going to see a pretty healthy crop of thunderstorms across New Mexico, and they'll go from east to west. So even parts of eastern New Mexico who've been dry for the past couple of days will get into it thanks to that northeastern cold front coming on in here late tomorrow. And watch for gusty winds in Albuquerque too. 70s and 80s tomorrow in the northwest, spot showers. More spot showers over mountain sections of the north. Back toward the south and west, the Gila could touch off a few showers for tomorrow. Southeast, you guys dry and hot once again, but that'll start to change by Sunday as we drag our cold front in here. East mountains, temperatures for the most part in the low 80s for tomorrow. A spot storm possible, better chance by Sunday. And same deal here in the Albuquerque area. We're going to have a pretty good chance of thunderstorms by the time we hit Sunday as well. Scattered storms possible each day in Santa Fe, but the best chance will be on Sunday. Albuquerque as well. We've got our best shot on Sunday, but again, don't rule out tomorrow the way things have been going. And then you can see next week with a series of fronts coming in, spot storms will remain possible.
A little muggy.
A little muggy out there, yep. Thank you.